I'm going to start off this show how I start off every show, which is by drinking some coffee.
I'm gonna pretend to drink some coffee.
That's a microphone. Hey, everybody. This is the No BS Design Show. It's a show about design with no BS. I'm Joshua, and this is my BFF, Jonathan. And together we talk about design and whatever else we feel like talking about that week. This week, we're talking about something positive, something uplifting, something exciting, something that everyone is going to be hyped about how we deal with losing clients. So, you know,
Exactly.
what are you going to do? It happens. It's part of life.
Perfect way to start a week.
Yeah, I
Build
can't
up
wait
the
to talk about
excitement.
it. I'm not going to
Yeah.
have any anxiety. No, why would I?
Never heard of it. What is
No.
anxiety?
Yeah,
What is
what's the
that?
big deal? Um,
Anxiety what?
yeah, he doesn't know English that well.
Mm, mm.
So yeah, that's the topic this week. And let's just get into it. You brought this up because you just went through
Yeah.
something in the past few days. Do you wanna share a little bit about that?
I'll unpack my trauma.
Yeah.
So, well, so like context, a large chunk of most of my income is steady income at least, comes from retainers.
Hmm.
That's the way I prefer it and the way I want to continue. And the last week or so, I lost the biggest retainer client that I had. And
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll leave numbers and who it is and all that out,
Yeah.
but
No, we don't
it's
need we
it's
don't need
like
numbers
yeah.
or anything, but it's
But
significant.
let's do percentages. Like of the
Yeah.
retainers
Yeah.
that I have, it's yeah, of the retainer chunk of my income, it's more than half. So
Yeah.
it's massive, massive loss. So that happened last week, and it sucks. But at the same time, I have more than enough income already, like to sustain
I mean,
myself.
did
So
they
I'm
give
not
you
worried.
notice or was it like really
Mm,
fast?
yeah, the thing is, like if we would actually follow the contract and like to detail,
Mm-hmm.
they are breaking the contract. But at the same time, what can I do about it?
There was like
Uh,
like a minimum amount of notice in the contract.
yeah, for 14-day notice,
Yeah.
which there was no notice. But basically, like the situation is not that it's completely like for certain broken up. It's just the client is going through some reviews, let's call it that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for some reasons, they can't right now pay out any salaries to anyone, or like contractors, or pay out any kind of money to
Yeah.
anyone. So it's what they're saying is it's on pause until they know more.
Okay.
Uh, which
So
I,
it
as a
could come
freelancer,
back.
have to. Yeah, so it could come back, but me as a freelancer have to assume that it's not gonna come back. Like that's the way I
Yeah.
have to plan.
You have to. Yeah. You
Yeah.
can't sit around waiting for it.
No, exactly. So I guess technically maybe they haven't broken the contract, but at the same time they're supposed to pay on time. So, you know,
Is there outstanding work that you have not been paid for?
yeah, it's I
See,
haven't been
that's
paid for last month.
problematic.
Yeah, it's problematic for
That
sure.
you should push to get that paid. Um,
Mm.
Even if you guys are separating, which is fine, but you should really push to get that paid because that was work that you did. That was time.
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for
Have you
sure.
communicated
Uh,
that to them at all? Like, hey, I never got paid for work that already got done. Like, it's no, we're not talking about the future. We're talking about things that already happened.
we like the thing is, it's a relative look. It's a startup, a relatively small one, and no one is getting paid, so everyone is in the same boat. It's just the like the people at the very very top
Yeah, that doesn't make
that's
it
like
okay,
in
but
charge. No, it doesn't make it okay. It's just I'm not the only one, I guess.
mm-hmm.
Um, so if they're not paying the other people, I assume they're not going to be paying me either. And definitely I assume they're going to be prioritizing the actual employees over contractors, freelancers,
Yeah, yeah.
which makes total sense.
I
But
just I
still,
don't
it's
understand.
work I Yeah. Mm.
They just should not have accepted contracts that they weren't able to fulfill. That stuff like drives me crazy. Like I don't
Yeah.
like that. I really don't.
No, me neither. The issue without going into detail is just uh, it's like a very sudden happening even for them.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Um,
know. I understand. And like
I
we
guess
talked
the people,
offline about it, but
yeah, I guess the people at the very, very top knew like the situation, of course, because yeah, they knew.
yeah.
Um, so they could have done something about it, but for everyone else, it's a
I
complete
don't really
surprise.
care
So like
the
my
circumstances. I really don't. Like
yeah,
you pay the people that you owe money. That's just like what
yeah,
it comes down to.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
it's yeah, I agree with that. Um, but yeah, so that's where it's at. It's
Yeah.
paused indefinitely until me and everyone else knows more.
So how
Um,
stressful has that been for you?
I'm very chill,
Good.
actually.
Yeah.
But the way I'm thinking about it is like I will need to focus more on doing more one-off projects and
Mhm.
finding new clients, more clients. From a
I
financial
mean,
standpoint,
we've talked a lot about like working on some new ideas that we have together.
yeah,
Um, but those might not be ready for quite a while, you know. It's like
right,
hard to say and probably
yeah,
won't be profitable for even longer. So,
yeah,
yeah.
right, yeah, like yeah. I mean, yeah, we have some very exciting stuff coming up, but
Oh yeah.
tease. But it's, I mean, it's definitely not going to be profitable in a long time.
No, yeah. That's a long game.
Yeah. Um, so the way I'm thinking about it is just like all of a sudden I have more time to do focus on
Yeah.
other things, like my own brand. Like I can say this openly. Like I want to go more and more into like only doing retainer, or at least almost only doing retainer setups with clients. So I have way more time now to spend on like actually making that into reality.
Yeah.
Um, and also I'm focusing, I want to focus more on content creations like YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, so I'm seeing it from the positive side, like all of a sudden I have more time to spend on my own brand. Um, because if like I'm in a good place financially. Like yes, I'm earning less per month, which sucks.
You're still going to be able to take on like one-off projects, um,
Yeah,
which you've been doing this whole time anyway.
yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
just I'm not gonna be stressing. I have
I
more
mean, I
time
guess
to
on
dedicate to
this
them.
topic, like I think an important thing to remind new freelancers is not to burn bridges unless you
Yeah,
have to. Um,
yeah,
sometimes, sometimes like there's no other option, like frankly,
mm,
but
mm,
most of the time, it's like even in this situation where unexpected things happen with the company, people aren't getting paid, things are put on hold, like I think that you should push to get the money that you're owed already. But as far as
mm,
maintaining that relationship, like that's totally salvageable, I think, possibly. Like, not that you should wait
mm,
around and depend on it, obviously, but
mm,
I don't think that you should be like rude or like kind of like end it in like a angry way because like who's that
mm.
gonna help? Like that's not helping
Yeah, no,
anybody.
no one, yeah, exactly. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
for sure. It's just, yeah, the like my contact person, I never really, my contact person is also left equal in the dark.
Yeah.
So she can't really do much.
Right.
So yeah, she's equally left in the dark.
Right.
So it might be tricky to get anything paid.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's just a stressful situation though. And I get that. That
yeah,
sucks.
yeah. But I like to make it helpful for people watching and listening. I think like just personally, I'm perfectly fine financially. Like it's good.
Mhm.
I'm earning way less, which I don't like, but
Mhm.
I'm not starving. I can pay rent and I can buy food.
Yeah. Yep.
uh, so I'm in a good place like that. But I mean, far from everyone is in that same spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um,
Yeah, I mean, I'm still dealing with a client from last summer that's not paid off money that they owed us. So that's been
mm,
kind of difficult. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever see it. Like they paid a little bit more, but they paid like basically half of the original project fee after
mm.
after the site was live and everything. It's still live and there's nothing I can do about it really. But
Did you
so
see that?
like
Sorry to interrupt, but I saw
no.
I saw the script on Twitter. Someone made like for each day that passes, the whole website's opacity decreases by like 1 or 2%, and
Yeah.
if they haven't paid by then, it's just
Yeah.
invisible.
Well, this was all in their account, which it just is what it is.
Okay.
It was just a rough situation, but that is kind of hilarious. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
The entire site just slowly
Yeah,
faded
exactly. I
away.
thought it was amazing.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I've been in those tough situations. They're not really fun.
Mm,
Without giving literally any detail, I had a very stressful situation this past week while I was on vacation, but I think it turned out okay. I think communication is key in trying to be as open and honest and kind to people as possible. Because at the end of the day,
mm,
if you're a freelancer and someone wrongs you, like you can respond in like a nasty way. And sometimes you have to defend yourself. I'm not saying not to do that.
mm.
But like a lot of times, if you know the right people that you should really like just make sure that you don't ruin opportunities. I think that's just what it
Yeah,
comes down to.
yeah, yeah, for
Because
sure.
you can only
Yeah.
control yourself. Like in this situation, like you really can't control much.
Mm,
With what's happening, you really can't.
no.
Even the person that
Yeah.
you know at the company can't. So it's like all you can control is how you react, and I think people remember that. And who knows, like maybe people will remember how great you were to work with, and they'll leave the company and go
Mm,
somewhere else and work with you then. And
yeah.
like you never know what could happen, but that could all be thrown out the window as soon as you're like kind of an asshole to somebody. So
Yeah.
I just think that this is a good reminder for that for people trying to build their own freelance business.
For sure, yeah. Like my contact person at this company is the CTO, so like one of the heads.
Yeah,
And like we have a very good connection and like relationship going. I'm feeling very confident. Like if she ends up needing similar kind of services in the future again, that I might
yeah,
be one of the topics for her.
yeah. That's good.
Um, so like yeah, maintaining that relationship is definitely a priority and not something I want to ruin at all. Because like I
Yeah,
mean, shit happens, of course. Like
I know.
it's just yes, it sucks losing money and etc. etc. And you can think that it's handled poorly by the client, but shit happens.
Yeah,
Move on.
yeah,
Take a deep breath and move on. Look for the next opportunity.
yeah. No, I think that that's a good mentality to have, even though it's a rough situation, and I get it.
Mm,
But any closing thoughts on this? Because I don't know, viewers, we've been trying to keep these episodes shorter and shorter,
yeah,
but if we're done with this topic, we could talk about some Spider-Man. You know what I mean?
yeah. Let's do it. I think what my closing thought on it is that
Yeah.
it really emphasizes the importance of having a buffer in place. Like if I
What do
would
you mean by
be
that?
like a financial buffer, um, like you have a set amount to that will be enough to last you 3 months, six
Yeah.
months, 1 year, whatever is suitable for you.
I agree with
So
that, but I
it,
also
yeah,
think in a
yeah.
similar fashion, it's a good reminder to not have like every like you want to diversify your work, right? Like
Mm,
you don't want 90% of your income coming from one client generally. And if
mm,
you're in that position, I've been in that position truly.
mm,
Just slowly try and take on other work and slowly try and like shift that balance so that it's a little more spread out.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Anything you put all the eggs in one basket, you know,
Yeah.
uh, it's
Then
a
they
real
all get
thing.
broken. Yeah.
Then they all get broken, exactly, and you're left standing there. Where are my eggs?
with
My
with like
chickens?
bunch of eggs cracked all over the ground,
Yeah,
and then you're gonna have to make an omelet on the ground instead of I don't know where this analogy is going, but
it's gonna be horrible.
ex- exactly.
Yeah,
Um, so
I think that's
I saw Spider-Man across the
across the
Spider-Verse,
multiverse or
I
Spider-Verse,
think.
maybe.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I saw that over the weekend, and I just learned that you had seen it too. Maybe you already told me and I forgot, but
No, I don't know if I told you or not.
I'm
But
gonna call you out right away for having seen the second one without seeing the first one. Like, what is wrong with you?
it was for a date, so that was why. But
Okay. That's different.
so I have my reasons. I have my reasons.
Yeah,
But
okay, all
I
right.
really I really enjoyed the first one.
The second one.
No, the first one, like the what I saw of it, because I saw like half of it.
What? What are you
Yeah,
talking about? So you saw the
I,
second one and you saw half of the first one?
yeah, about half.
Okay. All right, whatever. I'm done with this. So let's just talk about the second one, I guess. The one thing I want to call out is I feel like um color theory throughout the second movie
Mm,
was insanely good. Like the way that they mixed color, the way that they contrasted color, they used color to show emotion. They used like
mm,
watercolor wash on different
mm.
characters to like show like how they were feeling. It was such a fascinating study in color.
Yeah, the one place or scenes that stood out for me was the forget her name, but the lady
Like Spider
spider.
Gwen?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Spider Gwen.
Gwen. Yeah.
Uh, her house with her dad.
Yep.
Whenever
That's
they
exactly what I
both,
was thinking of. That's
yeah,
exactly
exactly.
what I was
Whenever
thinking of. Yeah.
whenever they both were cold with each other, everything was just blue and like very, yeah, blue, washed out and like not very colorful. But then as soon as they hugged, everything has turned
And it
colorful.
sort of like expanded, I think. Like
Yeah.
almost like a drop of ink in water, you know how it like ripples
Mm,
out?
yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, that was beautiful. Then honestly,
That
that
was
kind of
probably one of my
touched.
favorite scenes, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
And it wasn't like
Uh,
an action scene or anything, but it was just
no.
so well crafted.
Yeah. Because it was such a visual, like you could really see the emotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. I also like that
Definitely.
they used color in specifically in like her house, in her universe or whatever. Spoiler alert, whatever.
Oops. Yeah.
Specifically like in Gwen's home, they use color in like non-realistic ways. Like I remember her
Mm,
dad would be like penciled, right? His character, and then
yeah.
like his wash would be like a complete color. Like it wouldn't be like
Mm,
realistically colored. Like he would be like entirely yellow or
mm,
entirely pink or something. And I think that that artistic decision was so smart because it really just like conveyed emotion really well.
mm.
I loved those scenes. Those are some of my
Yeah.
favorite parts. So it's funny that
Yes.
you focused on that too.
Yeah. I mean, whoever, like, props to whoever worked on those scenes, on that entire movie. It's
Yeah,
everything is just a masterpiece. And I also loved the action scenes as well. I'm
yeah,
typically not a fan of like animated action, like kind of
mm-hmm.
anime style in a way. Just parts of it at least. But this, it was like actually good, and paired with the music they used as well, I
Yeah.
was
Well,
pumped.
I love the
I was,
album. The album. Did you listen to the soundtrack?
no,
You should. It's pretty awesome. But it's
uh,
by a guy that I don't know because I sent you. Remember that Metro Boomin album I sent you called Heroes and Villains that I really like?
yeah.
Metro is the one who put together the album for this movie, so like you might
Oh,
not love it, but there are tracks that are like more pop or like more less like trap hip hop.
mm,
But
right.
so like you should check it out though. It's like an amazing album. I love it. But
Yeah,
yeah,
awesome.
man, I was so impressed by that movie. The action was really good. I really liked Spider Punk because like his entire character was animated as like paper cutouts.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
So
During
cool.
the movie, I was saying like, "This is my favorite Spider-Man."
Yeah.
He
Oh,
was
he's my
so
favorite
cool.
Spider-Man too because his like
Yeah,
attitude, I love
no.
the like the one time I think Miles is like save those people or something. I can't remember what he
Mm,
said, but he goes, "I'll do it, but not because you told me to." And I
yeah,
was like,
exactly.
"Oh my gosh." And like my wife looked at me cuz that is totally something that I would say, but
Yeah.
like
I'm doing it out of my own free will, not
I'm
because you told
doing
me.
what you said, but not cuz you said to, okay? Like
Yeah, exactly.
no,
Duh.
he's such a good character, but his art style was amazing too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like you said, he was looking
Yeah,
like a paper cut the whole time he was in
so
scenes.
cool.
So
I'm trying to
really
think of
cool.
any other like because the way that they meshed all these different animation styles is so impressive. Like I can't think of any
Mm.
other animated anything ever that quite combines
No.
all these different styles like that. Like I
Mm-mm.
don't know, like the first thing that came to my head was how Inside Out, I think, uses 3D animation, and then they would also have like 2D animation in that one
Yeah,
scene where it's like flat.
yeah,
But like this is like taking that and like doing that times like a million because
yeah.
like
Like,
every character would come from a different animation style and it would be consistent throughout the movie. Like the
mm.
level of detail must have been like kind of horrible. Like it must have
Yeah,
been terrible.
yeah. I mean, yeah. Imagine the work required to do this. I'd love to see
Yeah.
behind the scenes of the
I
making
know
of it.
from the first movie they have some behind the scenes stuff about how they made it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's super fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So you should
I'm
check
sure they're
that
gonna
out.
release it if they haven't already.
I'm sure they will for the second movie, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I own it on like on Apple, so I think I watched it as like a extras through that. I don't know if it's
Mm.
public. Like I don't know if it's on YouTube. I'm not sure,
Mm. Right. Maybe yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure. But it
but
would be cool to see.
100% one of the most impressive. Like even from a drawing perspective, like it's insanely technical.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's just cool. And yeah,
yeah,
like you said, it's nothing I've seen before, even close
yeah.
to it. I'm sure there are similar or maybe even better things in like Asia somewhere. They tend to be good at this stuff.
Yeah. I know you were
Uh,
complaining because it ends on a cliffhanger, but I know I just told
yeah,
you, but I'm just gonna say like to anyone upset about that, the second one is coming out in less than a year. So,
yeah.
or the third one, the
But
third one.
I do wish there was some kind of like some kind of payoff at
Uh,
this in this
Okay,
movie as
okay,
well.
but imagine how good the third movie's gonna be.
I guess, yeah. But
Like,
it's just a clear it's too much of a cliffhanger. Like I would love
I
it
don't
if
know. I was fine
they
with it.
I don't know. I want something. I want something.
I want something.
I want something. It's
They've set up
rude.
a lot of loose strings that he's gonna have
They
to
have,
handle.
yeah.
Like by my count, at least three open issues that he has to. I don't want to say, but like at least three things that are like he's gonna have to deal with in the next movie.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot of
That is a
things.
lot. It's gonna be a long movie, and I think this one. How long was this one? Like
It was
almost three
2 hours.
hours? Oh, 2 hours. Okay.
No, it was just two.
Oh, okay. Felt longer, but yeah, it was. Yeah, it was great. And the third one
Yeah,
is gonna be 4 hours, maybe.
worth it. I'm gonna go back
Worth
and
it.
watch the first one soon because I loved it so much. It just like I just want to go back and watch it. I haven't seen the first one in a
Yeah.
while. Which, by the way, you need to finish. Like, what is wrong with you,
I do
man?
need to finish it. I know. I think I don't even watched half of it. I think it was maybe 20 minutes or something.
Oh my gosh, go watch the first one. The first one is delightful. I love that movie.
I will watch it. I promise you.
And check out the
I'll
soundtrack. Basically, just do everything that I'm telling you to do.
become cultured, is what you're saying.
Yeah, catch up.
Catch up. It's 2023. Come on.
I actually listened to the soundtrack like a bunch of times before I saw the movie, which was interesting because I could see where they had like clipped little pieces of different
Mm,
songs in the backgrounds. Yeah, it
right.
was cool. Mm.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's like, yeah. It's cool. It's cool knowing the soundtrack in movies, like before you watch it.
All right, everybody. Um, comment if you have thoughts on losing clients or Spider-Man, and
Same.
and like the video, subscribe. We'll see you next week. Who knows what topic we're going to talk about? We'll see. Maybe something crazy is going to happen on Twitter, and that's what we'll talk about. We just never
Oh
know.
yeah.
We're
Maybe
out here
we'll cause
living.
some drama.
Maybe we'll start the drama, and then we'll talk about the
Exactly.
drama, and then it becomes a cyclical economy that we create. All right. Yep. Jonathan, go out there, start some drama. Let me know how it
All
goes.
right, I'm here for it. Let's go.